much.
Absolutely. I remember when I first started coaching, and I think my motivation to get involved in coaching was because I missed the competitiveness. But I think after a while, it kind of became more than that, and it was more of like, okay, now I'm passing off these lessons, and now I'm really mentoring kids. And I think at first it was about the competitiveness, but now at this point, I think what I enjoy the most is I love competition, but I really love being there for those young guys and watching them succeed and things like that. So, tell me how you guys got to Burns. You both obviously were coaching basketball at some other places. I think for years, those of us who are from around here were waiting on this Burns school to be built. I know for years I'd drive down 96 and I would see that sign said future home of Burns Middle School. And so we all knew it was coming eventually. And then when it finally comes, obviously they need some basketball coaches to start the program. You guys ended up there. Caleb, we'll start with you. I mean, how did you become interested in Burns?
Well, I moved back to Burns. It was really close to the school. And I had been out of coaching for a couple of years, but I still had that itch. I was at a better time in our life. Kids were growing up a little bit. So it was really just a good opportunity for us to be able to, I say us, because obviously our wives play a large role in this as well. But it was an opportunity for me to try to get back into the game. It was close. Obviously don't work as a teacher, so it was easier for me to come home from work and go to the gym and not, driving elsewhere. But, it's really just, I had people, once it opened up, I had people reach out, hey, you should put your name in. And I kind of brought that, like we talked earlier, the fire back. And you're like, you know what, that would be pretty cool to start a new program from the ground up. Which, luckily I was fortunate to get the interview and able to get hired. But, so that's really how I got back into it, was this position and it being right there local. I knew my kids were going to potentially go there. So it'd be kind of cool to see, my daughter's a cheerleader and son's coming up, plays sports. So just that, just thinking in the future, how could this look if, tried to get that position. So, luckily was fortunate to get it, and here we are today.
Well, and that kind of brings back up something else that I was kind of curious about. But I go to a lot of the games. I really enjoy watching your team.
Yeah, thank you.
And my son, he's in 6th grade there at Burns, so he's always wanting to go see his buddies and stuff. And I noticed before the game that a little cheerleader ran up to you, and y'all did some kind of handshake or something. Yeah. And I was thinking to myself, is that his daughter? I guess it was, but it's cool to see her being there and being kind of a part of it. And it's like a whole family thing.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And that's something that she wanted to do something. Of course, I would too. And I don't think we missed a game. I remember one game was right before, it was pretty intense. We started talking. She's like, Dad, what's let's go. We got to do this. So we did it for 24 or 5 games, I guess. So that's fun. And it, like you said, it makes it a little more easier to, to get there when all the family comes and her, she loves it. So, and she's been around the game for a while too. Yeah. So she was, when I was at White Bluff, she was a little baby. So she's kind of been in the gym for a long time. So
that's cool. And I'm sure this, just like any other coach, but it takes a lot of time away from the family. So if you could somehow get them involved, I really think that is definitely a positive thing.
Absolutely.
Kyle, how did Caleb here convince you to come over to Burns? Because I know you've been around and you've helped with a lot of different programs around here, but you ended up with him. How did that happen?
I'm not sure. I just finished up a year at William James. Robbie Walker and I were there together for 1 year, and I just finished up, and I'd gotten a call I knew Caleb and I knew of each other. We didn't really know each other, but he had called me randomly and was just like, "Hey, do you want to come to Burns and help me?" And I was like, "Hey, no, I don't."
That was his exact words.
Yeah. And he was like, "Well, let's get together and let's talk about it." And we did, and I get the rest is history. So, but yeah, I don't know how I got talked into it.
You got